You go.
My technology skills have grown immensely in the last
Good job.
week or two. All right, we're not done. Don't congratulate me yet. It's not done. It is setting up. It is done. It is redirecting to Facebook. I believe we have success. I'm going to stop watching Facebook because it's one of those things, like if I watch it, it will crash and burn all around me.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming, everybody. I can't see exactly who's watching right now. I don't have that panel up, but I'm hoping that you're out there. I am at Smith Midland in Midland. I'm saying Catlett, but it's Catlett Road in Midland. And I see you're jumping at me already.
Yeah, close. It's not Midland, it's Midland.
It's Midland.
And the only reason I know that, I know that because I'm 5th generation Midland.
Wow.
And so it's been passed on through the years. So you're not the only one that calls it Midland, but just for you guys out there, it's Midland.
Midland. Okay, got it. So we are here in Midland, and this is Matthew Smith, who is the Vice President of
Sales and Marketing.
Sales and Marketing. And this is a 3rd generation business. Your grandfather started this business, I'm assuming here, since it is named, and I won't try to say it wrong again, for the town and the family.
Yes.
So, okay, can you tell me a little bit about when your grandfather started it and why?
Yeah, so it was started in 1960, about 2 miles down the road here at my granddad's farm.
Okay.
And he started making cattle guards. Cattle guard goes into a driveway on a farm. And instead of having a gate where the people have to get off the tractor, open the gate, drive through, get off, close the gate, it's a grate that goes in the ground, and the farmer can drive back and forth over top of it without having to get out. So it saves them time and money.
What keeps, this may not be a great question, I'm in Fauquier County, so as an agricultural community, I should probably know this, but what keeps a cow from walking across?
Well, it's
no gate.
So it's like a grate. So the cow, I don't know exactly why, but the cow sees like the shadows and the grate, and he just doesn't cross it.
And there's no rebels.
There are some rebels.
There are, okay.
Every now and then a cow will cross it, yeah.
All right, there's the entrepreneurial cow.
That's right.
Okay, and I don't know if you can see, you probably can't read it, but behind us is a banner, which is a timeline. And I'm trying to see how far over, I think you can see the beginning of the timeline, which is over my head here.
1960. So this is our 60th year.
Wow, excellent, Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you've not been here since it began in 1960, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So when did you come on board?
I came on, I worked a lot when I was a kid.
Okay.
When I was up at the farm, I used to pick up, my dad would pay me a penny to pick up a spent welding rod for each one. So I used to work up there when I was a little kid, and then down here as a child, I worked for years and years, and then I came full time when I graduated from college.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what were you full time when you graduated from college?
When I first came here, I was in cost accounting for a year here, and then I went to our North Carolina plant for 3 years, from 1990 to 1993, and then I came back up here. And I've been in sales ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm trying to think, I had another question. You threw me with the accounting. I thought, wow, I had no idea. So you handled all the money and the books?
Well, I was a cost accountant. No, I wasn't. We had a CFO, but I was involved in that type of thing, yeah.
Okay, so when did you move into the role that you have now?
So I became VP of Sales and Marketing in 2008, so about 12 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what changes have taken place since you've had that role?
Well, since I became the VP of Sales and Marketing, some of the things at the same time I became VP of Sales and Marketing, my brother Ashley became the president. And a couple of the initiatives that he brought was a safety culture to make sure that everybody that comes to work goes home without any injury, and make sure they're safe so they can go back to their families.
And I'm going to say it does work. I got called out walking across the parking lot with looking at my cell phone and was asked not to, because it's one of the safety features that you have, or policies that you have in place for the business, is that there's so much traffic going back and forth, and it's all heavy equipment that everybody needs to be paying attention, and no cell phones in the parking lot.
Right.
So that they're serious about this, which is good. Everybody's going home at the end of the day.
And then another thing that back in 2008, we started a lean manufacturing, which is basically trying to get the waste out of the processes to make ourselves more lean, to make ourselves be more competitive in the marketplace. safe, to make it a safer work environment, to provide better delivery and better quality to our customers. So we've been on the lean journey now for 12 years, and that's been a big change. And as far as product mix, we're still doing a lot of the same products. We still do a lot of noise wall.
I was going to tell you, I don't think we described that. So tell everybody what it is that Smith Midland does.
Yes.
Sorry.
So
sensitive to the word.
So Midland, Smith Midland is a precast plant, precast concrete plant. So we make our own concrete. We have our forms out here on the floor. We pour the products here, and then they get stripped and put on a truck, a tractor trailer, and sent to the job site. So we do things like the Jersey barrier that you see up and down the highway. That's probably what most people know of us as. When they think of Smith Midland, they think of the Jersey barrier. If you drive up and down the Interstate 66 with all that construction, you'll see 50 miles of our barrier up there. And then we also do the noise wall, which is the concrete wall that goes between the highway and the residential areas. We do a lot of that. We do prefab concrete buildings that are used for pump stations, well houses, storage buildings. There's a lot of them around Fauquier County. Fauquier County Water and Sanitation Authority uses a lot of them. Several of the schools here in Fauquier have them. And so we've made thousands of those over the years. And then we also do a lot of custom precast. Recently, we did a high-profile job up in front of the White House. They wanted after 9/11, we went up and put some Jersey barrier in front of the White House on East Street. And so it was there for about almost 18 years. And then they decided that they wanted some nice, more decorative ornamental barrier. So now if you go up in front of the White House between the White House and the monument, you'll see some real nice, pretty decorative concrete barricades. So we did those a year ago. And we also did a visitor center up at the White House and a lot of stuff like that. So we do a lot of custom precast as well. We also do underground vaults, manholes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. See, now when you say underground vault, I'm thinking like secret rooms and places. Right. And
then another product that's actually a big part of what we do, probably 30 or 40% is architectural precast that goes on the side of high-rise buildings. Could be an office building, could be a multifamily residential unit. But we do a lot of architectural precast, and we have our own proprietary product called Slender Wall. And so that's a product that we really push.
So we're going to go on a tour in a little while. So you guys are going to get to see how some of these things are made. I don't know if we'll see any finished product.
Yeah, we'll see some.
Okay. All right. So we will, and I will say, just so you guys know, I'm going to be a trooper. I will be wearing all of these things so that we can go through. I'm not going to be breaking any more rules while I am here. I will never be invited back. But I know a lot of this is precast. You're talking about pouring concrete. Are you still making cattle guards? Whatever happened to that?
We do.
Someone's got you. We're still in Fauquier County.
Yeah, we still make cattle guards. They're used as both cattle guards for farms. They're also used for called wash racks at construction entrances. So they don't want dump trucks hauling mud tracking mud out onto the highway. So they stop on top of the cattle guard, wash the tires off, wash the mud off, and then go out onto the highway. So we sell a lot of them.
That's very clever. So yeah, you've learned to diversify so the product does other things.
Yes.
So now that's a really good segue. See, he's very good at being interviewed. So speaking about adapting, how has the current time change? I want to say time shift because it feels like the world just shifted beneath all of us. How has that affected Smith Midland, and what are you doing to adapt and overcome?
Well, so we've been very fortunate. We fall into the essential category. So because we do a lot of construction, so our production is pretty much full speed ahead. We have a few people miss here and there for various reasons. Now, we've adapted in our office because a lot of people in the office can work remotely. So like my assistant, for example, has an elderly mother, and she didn't want to take a chance on getting her mother infected. So she's working from home. We probably have about 8 people working remotely, and it's working okay. My salespeople can't be on the road now because nobody's allowing visitors. Actually, we're not allowing visitors here either, except for Jennifer. She got lucky.
They did let me in.
But so our salespeople are also working either here or working remotely. We're doing a lot of Zoom meetings like this.
Are you having more success than me?
Well, we're having pretty good success with that. A lot of conference
I'm
calls.
learning. I'm coming along.
So, but yeah, we've been really fortunate. We have not been as affected as many businesses have because of the
And I'm
virus.
assuming that the rest of your workers really can't work remotely or from home because it's kind of hard to make things.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, so we're taking a lot of precautions. Like in here in the break room, you can't see, but we used to
but I
have
think they might be able to hear.
we used to have 6 chairs per table. Now we only have 2 to keep people spread apart. And you know, there's a guy every day he walks around and disinfects common surfaces and everything. So we're taking quite a few precautions, trying to keep everybody.
I noticed that. I got my hand
safe.
sanitizer on the way into the office earlier. So tell me what it's been like for you having a business here. You grew up in Fauquier County as well. Your family started a business here. What are some of the advantages you've seen of having, and it's a large company. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you might be one of the top 50 employers of the county.
Well,
Something along those lines.
I know we're probably like a top 6 or so.
Oh, okay.
So we have 150 people at this plant, and then we also have 2 other plants. We have a plant in North Carolina, and my brother Roderick runs that plant, and then we have a plant in South Carolina in Columbia.
Okay.
That plant's fairly new. That plant's about 5 years old. And then my son Nick, who's 24, is working at that plant.
Okay.
He's working at sales.
So a little distance from dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So as far as Fauquier County, I mean, I love Fauquier. I've been here my whole life, and like I've said earlier, I've had several generations of family before me here, but Fauquier has been a good place for our business. I mean, again, Granddad started it up on the farm, and then we were up there for 12 years, and then moved down here to this location on Route 28. So as far as access to the main roads, you've got 17 and 29 close by, 95's fairly close by, Interstate 81 is fairly close by. We do a lot of work basically in the Mid-Atlantic region. So Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Some of our products, like our Slender Wall that I was mentioning earlier, goes to Ohio and New Jersey and New York. We just finished a job in Greensboro, North Carolina with that product. And so, but another thing, I was just having this conversation earlier with somebody. Another reason Fauquier is good is because we're only 50 miles from Washington, D.C. And whenever there is a recession, Washington gets hurt or hit a little bit less than other parts of the country because we're close to the federal government, and there's a lot of highway work still going on. And so we get hit too by a recession, but not as much as other parts of the country that aren't close to big areas such as DC. But the county's always been good to work with. They've always been fair to us. 1 second.
We may have guests soon. We're going to start pulling people in.
Okay.
If they're, yeah. So this is a thing that we can do now because we've got the mic and the camera. Is if people are misbehaving, we can pull them in and make them be
That's right.
on
That's
camera
right.
as well.
Yeah, but no, Fauquier County's been a great place. It's also a good place as far as labor. I mean, there's a nice labor pool here in Fauquier, but we can also pull from Manassas. We can pull from Culpeper, Fredericksburg. So it's a good spot, and I mean it's been good to us over the years. So we have no complaints about doing business in Fauquier County.
Well, that's good. So now I'm going to ask you for embarrassing questions. We were talking yesterday to another entrepreneur and talking about how some of the students are worried about failure. If you start a business, what happens if it fails? What makes a business fail? And so one of the things that I like to talk about, which I don't know if everybody does, is what mistakes have you made? Has anything detrimental happened to the company or any mistakes that you've seen or made personally? And how did you overcome that? Because one of the things that I've tried to teach the students is that really the only failure, in my opinion, is if you don't learn from the mistake and move forward. Yeah. And moving forward can be anything. It can be learning from your mistake and just doing it differently. It can be deciding your business isn't viable and leaving it and starting a new one, or stopping it and going and finding a paycheck. As long as you learn those lessons and you've continued on the path that is best for you after that, I don't consider that failure. Failure to me is just giving up, not learning, and walking away.
Yeah.
So can you describe any mistakes or failures that you've seen and move forward from?
Yeah, well, the mistakes are endless. We've made a lot of mistakes over the years.
All right, see, I want you to pay attention to that. I think every entrepreneur that I've talked to says the same thing. There is no shortage of mistakes.
Yeah, and there'll be more mistakes in the future. I can guarantee you that too. But you're right. The key is to learn from them. So some mistakes that we've made over the years have centered around quality. So we've had a couple jobs that had less than good quality, and that cost us a lot of money. And also, we have made the same mistake more than once. So, but hopefully after the first time you correct it, but definitely after the second time, we better not ever see that mistake again as far as quality. But so, we have made our fair share of mistakes. I've made my fair share of mistakes in sales. There was a big job that I lost. It was a multi-million-dollar job that I lost about a year ago. And that was really disappointing. And I lost a lot of sleep over that, and maybe a little bit of hair too. But, I beat myself up over it pretty good for like a long weekend. And then I just picked myself up and decided that you have to move on. But I did learn some things about it. If the next time a situation like that comes up, I'll know how to handle it differently. And believe me, I will. So, we've tried some different things. My dad, who was really my granddad started the company, but my dad was really the driver over the past close to 60 years. He started several businesses. He created several products. Some of the products, like the JJ hooks, which is the connection on the end of the barrier, it locks like this. It kind of locks like this.
We flipped the screen so we're backwards.
And so that was his patent, and that's still being used all around the country and in different parts of the world. And but we started some other products that kind of flopped. So that's like Jennifer said, you're going to have some successes and you're going to have some failures. But most all entrepreneurs have failures. So that's just part of.
Hopefully most entrepreneurs have success as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's sort of like experiencing, I'm not even sure I should go there, but for women, it's like, okay, once you've had a baby, you have to forget the pain or you never have another one ever again. And it's the same sort of thing. Like, you have to move past those mistakes that you make, the things, and they may be devastating and heartbreaking, but if you can't let it go, learn from it, make it better, do it better, learn from it, and then you have to let it go.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you cling to it, there's just going to be more dust to settle around it.
That's right.
Not a good thing. And probably some life philosophy in there as well. But
yeah,
always expect there's going to be another mistake. I know I used to run some big events in town. And I always knew when it came to those events, there's going to be something that goes spectacularly wrong, that is beyond my control. And if I'm lucky, it is something that only I, as the planner, will actually notice. It'll be devastating to me, but it probably won't matter to anyone else. And I just have to carry on and get over it and keep moving. Yeah,
we call it adapt and overcome. There's always, like, we do a lot of special events with our concrete barrier. Like, say, for example, the inauguration, we do that every 4 years. And always something comes up that you're not expecting, but you just have to adapt, figure out a way around it to resolve it, and just move on.
Absolutely. So I think we're going to take a tour here pretty soon. Is there anything else you want to add before we wander around?
No, just that I'm excited that you guys are in this class, and I think that being an entrepreneur is a fabulous thing. And one thing to think about is you don't have to come up with an idea yourself and start your own business. You can go into a business and work your way up the ladder and become the president or CEO of that. And that's also being an entrepreneur, because you're making things happen. You're going after it. You're succeeding, and so you can be an entrepreneur. It doesn't have to be a business that you start yourself, but
True.
it could be being a success in somebody else's business.
You know, like we were talking to Matt Carson yesterday. I don't know if any of you saw. He just bought bridges, and so he didn't start that business. That business was started in the '60s, just like yours. But he bought it, took it over, and now it's turning it into something new.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I was going to talk to you about as well. We talked about partnerships yesterday. Yours isn't exactly a partnership. Maybe it is. With Matt, it was, they were lifelong friends, and we were talking about what that kind of a partnership and business entity is like. How do you stay friends with somebody forever? You don't have the luxury of really separating from your partners because they're all brothers, aren't they?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what is it like then? All of you are running a business. I know Ashley is the president and CEO. So
Yeah.
what is that like? And how many brothers are there?
There's 4 of us all together.
Okay.
Ashley, then Roderick is the second. I'm the third, and then my brother Jeremy is the fourth. And we're all in the business. Jeremy works for our Easy Set division, which is a licensing division. And Jeremy's been with us. He was in the mortgage business, but he's been here full time now for about 15 years. And then Roderick is running he's the GM of our general manager of our North Carolina plant. Then Ashley is the CEO and president here. And then I'm the vice president of sales and marketing. And then I'm also the president of Concrete Safety Systems, which is our concrete barrier rental division.
So is there a lot of interaction between all of you, or is it good you're all in different locations? How does it work running a business with family?
Well, no, it works good. Ashley, Jeremy, and I are all here. So I see both of them several times a day, and I see Ashley more because we're in a lot of meetings together. But, we might have disagreements every now and then, but we don't hold on to grudges. We let it roll off our back and talk the next day like nothing ever happened. So that's just the way we do. Yeah.
Now, is that how the family works as well, or is this something you've had to adapt to in order to be able to work together as family?
No, we learned that from our father.
Okay.
Because he was always laid back and the type that didn't hold grudges. So we picked up that trait from him and from our wonderful mother too.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good. One last thing I remember that we discussed at the very end of yesterday's meeting that I want to pose to you as well. Are there opportunities for teens or high school or college students to intern here, or I guess internship for the summer, or apprentice in any way?
Yes, we've had several. Well, we have some high school kids that would come and work during the summer, and then we have college students come and intern during the summer. We've had a couple of engineering students come. We had last year a guy from VCU who was a graphic designer.
Okay.
He came and interned with us.
Okay, well, great. I think we're going to don all of our safety gear.
Yes.
And with any luck, we're going to take the computer with us, and the Wi-Fi signal is going to carry through every space we go. We tested it before. It worked on the phone.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think we need to do this here. You guys have to see all of this. Let's see. Now we got taller, so. All right, so if you want a tour of Smith Midland or to work here, in order to comply with safety regulations, there's this very vivid green vest. My girlfriend Sandra is applauding right now. It's the most color I've worn in years.
Earplugs. Glasses.
All right, this is the look, guys. Safety glasses. I'm just going to move this out of the way. I don't think it's going to trip anybody, but okay. See, now I'm trying to look at myself and everything's backwards, so I've totally just put that on purpose. Okay.
You guys ready for the tour?
I hear them nodding. Okay, we're gonna try and do this. I'm probably gonna trip over a chair. So I am actually gonna let him get the tour and speak, because I have no idea where I'm going.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to head on over to, we're going to head over here to the architectural plant.
All right. Let's see, is there anything else in here? This is the break room. So there's a lot of, vending machines, tables, chairs. I won't say it's very specific to Smith Midland. Let's see. Trying to see. I can't tell if I'm looking at you or not. This is the problem when you're carrying a laptop. I needed to have that flip camera like my phone so that I know which way I'm looking.
Okay, right now, this is the architectural plant. This is where we pour a lot of architectural products. Right now, we're doing a parking garage for the Norfolk International Airport. We're doing a lot of lagging panels, which are right over here. You see all these? Those are retaining wall panels for Interstate 66 for the new toll roads. Come over here.
Okay.
These right here we call them New York blocks. They're large blocks that if you go up to New York City, you see them all over the place. And they're used basically to protect entrances, to keep people from driving their cars in. Yeah.
New York drivers would do that?
Right,
Really?
right.
Sorry.
Well, no, not traffic.
Just so you know, most of my family's from New York, and yes, I would drive that way too.
Well, not traffic control as much as terrorists, preventing terrorists
okay.
from.
Yeah, we're not there.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
All
So
right.
let's go in here to the quality control on that.
Okay. Oh, I lost it. There we go. Okay. Thank you. I think you got it. Quality.
Okay.
Tell me.
So this right here, a lot to do a lot of highway transportation. So we're by both the Precast Concrete Association and also PCI, which is Pre-Stressed Concrete Institute. So we have very strict guidelines that we have to follow as far as making sure it is up to snuff. So,
Okay, my first question. Stove. Why is there a stove here?
okay, Vaughn is the best one to explain that. Vaughn's the
okay.
stove here.
All right, so in quality control, we do a lot of our materials and such, and we use the stove to dry out our pan. So for testing purposes.
Also on the wall behind. Vaughn is a young guy that went to high school and went to Liberty. And he his way up. He started out on the floor, and then he kept moving his way up. Now he's in charge of quality control. So local guys, local kids. He's an example of what I was talking about earlier.
See?
You don't necessarily have to start your own business. I mean that's great too. But getting into a business like this, and then working your way up the ladder.
So basically what you're saying is one day you're going to be.
It might be if you don't slow down. And then you can see right here these are all certifications the control department guys have.
So one of the great things about Midland is they invest a lot into the development of their people's greatest assets. So,
Excellent.
you can see if the wall certification.
Yeah, it goes all the way around.
Invest a lot into it.
Yeah.
And what are the gold hard hats?
That stands for Master Precast, so we finish all of the curriculum. They get a gold hat.
Excellent. Master, I like that. Sounds like a superhero name.
Okay, I'm going to take you into the little sample room here.
Okay.
And get samples, and we can also look at some projects that we've done.
Okay, great. We will follow you.
So, right, these are different samples. You can do different things with concrete. We have different colors, which are different pigments. So you have a gray pigment, you've got a white pigment right there, you have a dark pigment in the corner right there. And this one here is interesting because it's got, let's see, hold on. There you go. It's half and half. It's the same concrete, but this one here is a light acid etch, and this one here is a deeper sandblast. So you can get different finishes using different type. I'm gonna show you something. Yeah. You can also stain concrete.
You can make a gold.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a couple of some projects. Let's see. Forgive me, I'm trying to.
It's not as easy with a laptop.
The light is not good there, so I'm not going to do that. Well, you can see it better from here, but
Maybe over here where there's less light.
okay, this one here over my shoulder, that is that's the tallest building in Virginia, and that is a Marriott. It's a Marriott hotel. No, I'll take it back. That's a Westin. It's down in Virginia Beach. It's the tallest building in Virginia, and we made that using our slender wall.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Where to next?
Okay. See if you can show this one real quick.
Spin this around.
There you go. This is a job that you'll see up off of 495 in Tyson Corner. This is a heavy architectural precast, and this is a real neat job that we did. We also can do buildings like this that have a brick finish. So they're real attractive buildings. This one is actually stained brick. So it looks like real brick, but it's actually hand stained.
Wow, very cool.
This right here, this is a Holiday Inn that we did up in Cleveland. So some of our products like Slender Wall are lightweight, so we can ship them long distances.
Okay, you can see we got traffic going on out there. Let's see, maybe you can't, because I can't angle this right.
Yeah.
Big trucks coming in and out anyway.
Okay, now we're going to head over to the architectural part.
Okay. Thank you.
Still connected, right?
As far as I know, I think we're still online.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you. All right.
So these are the lagging panels, the retaining wall panels. They just got poured, so they're still wet.
How long does it take them to dry?
They dry overnight, so tomorrow morning they'll strip them, and they'll start setting up so they can pour again tomorrow. I'm gonna let this guy go by. He's a little bit bigger than we are.
Is that where the concrete? You guys can see, but it's a huge. Now I'm screaming.
Yeah.
It's moving. Just Step. Okay, says we are live and recording now. I don't know why that's here though. I'm just gonna move that away. Okay. I think we are still live on Facebook.
Okay.
So I think we dropped you guys for a little while. I'm sorry. As we walked through the plant, the internet went down on us. So it might. Hopefully you're still with us. We're going to continue our tour, and recording. We're live. We're going to keep going. Okay, where are we headed next?
All right. So look over here.
Where are you? There you go.
Well, actually, this direction. Okay, right here. I mentioned earlier, we're pouring some panels. It's a parking garage that we're doing down in Norfolk for the Norfolk International Airport. So you can see right here, they poured the concrete, now they're finishing it. These guys are the ones that make this place work, make this place go. They do all the hard work.
I was gonna say, it looks like every piece is pretty much handmade. There's no, I don't want to say it's not mass production, but it's not
That's right.
all machinery production.
Right. Okay, now let's head over to the structural shop, and you can see where the Jersey barrier is made.
Okay, excellent. I probably should walk across here. Huh?
Watch your step.
All right, there we go.
How you doing?
Yeah. All right. See if our connection holds.
So the wide part at the top is the part that actually is going to get flipped over and will be sitting on the ground. So you got those over here are the underground manholes. So a note come up, but anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, so these are the underground manholes over here. And I'll show you some the sound wall also.
Okay.
So these are the sound walls, Jennifer.
Okay.
Move this down a bit. So these are the back side. This is the side that you'll see from the residential area. We're making these for the Interstate 66 project. They're 24 foot long. They could be anywhere from 4 to 8 feet tall. They weigh in the 15,000 pound range each. The back side, or the bottom side, which is actually the side that faces the highway, is a sound absorptive concrete. So concrete,
Oh, sorry.
so the noise comes off of the highway, it hits the concrete, sound absorptive concrete, we call it soft sound, and it actually absorbs the noise. So some sound wall is reflective where the noise just bounces off of it, but others absorbs the sound.
Okay. Do you want to flip one over and show us?
Well, I'd love to, but I can't. All right, come on down this way.
What did you say they were? 15,000 pounds?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
So this right here is the rebar, the reinforcement that you'll see. Over on the other side, we showed you some lagging panels, some retaining wall. These are the same thing, but this is before the concrete goes into it. So here in a little bit, they'll bring the concrete in here and pour it in here. And as you see, we have more sound wall over here. Now I'll take you out and show you some finished product.
Okay. Still recording, still streaming live. How about that?
How you guys doing?
All right, how about yourself?
Good. Roll.
Seems like you know a few people here.
Yeah, few of them.
It's good to see though, because there are some companies that get so big and the people at the top don't know the workers, the everyday people who make things happen.
Right here, you can see off in the distance, we just put a new 5-acre lot in, storage lot, because we've been growing so much and we had so many large jobs. We didn't have enough room to store everything. We were running out of space. So now we bought 6 acres from the farmer next door. 6 acres from the farmer next door. We use one of the acres for a parking lot. The other 5 acres you can see right over there, right over there is for a new storage lot.
So now we have another piece of equipment driving by us. What? So he could flip things over for us and show us the backside.
That's right.
All right,
Right.
that's what that is. Okay, so where are we headed now? And which side of him do we want to be on? All right. Truck over there. And I will let Matthew tell you what we're looking at here. To me, it looks like piles of rock.
Yes, this is our aggregate storage bins.
See, that sounds much better than piles of rock, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this stone over here comes from Luckstone Quarry, which is just down the road. No, I apologize. It's the Vulcan Quarry. It's the quarry down on Metz Road, and we've been using that quarry since we started in 1960.
Okay, so you got strong workforce here in Fauquier County, good labor and supplies.
Yes,
Excellent.
that's right.
Or materials supply.
We better let this guy go.
I was like, yeah. I'm
He's a
not
little
sure.
bit bigger than us too. What he's doing, he's getting sand out, and he's going to take the sand and put it over in the bin, and that's what we use to make the concrete.
And this is why we have earbuds
That's
or
right.
earplugs. All right.
So you can see him carrying the sand around. He's going to dump it on the other side of that man lift. And then it's going to go up the conveyor belt. See that conveyor belt that goes way up? That's where the concrete goes. And then it gets mixed up in there, up there, or it actually drops from up there into a mixer.
Will they be doing all of that now or just dumping it in?
It'll be going on up the conveyor belt. All right, let's come on around.
All right. All right, still live. I'm not sure how far we can get with your signal here. All right, so we are far from the building. I am a little worried about signal, so if we drop you, it has been great, but we intend to continue on.
Okay, so this is the Norfolk parking garage panels after they get stripped. This would have been made yesterday. Today they're working on it. This young guy right here is touching it up and making it beautiful. And let me show you the other side of it if we don't get dropped. The other side is an exposed aggregate. It's like a little pea gravel. Can you see that? So this is what the finish on the panel is going to look like. So this aggregate is mixed into the concrete. Then they put a retarder. They put a material. It's like a paint down on the wood form, and what that does, it retards it from setting up. So it makes it set up slow. So the next day they'll take this and they'll take a high pressure hose and blast it with high pressure water. And this is what you get. You get a real beautiful exposed aggregate. Look.
Excellent. All right. So are we headed back in? I'm a little worried about the computer
About the
in the
rain,
rain.
Yeah, I think we can call it a day if you're
Okay.
ready to.
That's fine. We didn't miss anything on the inside.
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, we've
Yeah.
seen it all. So yeah, see, love the, there we go. Guest hard hat, learning how to use all the equipment and
That's
a little bit
right.
of the lingo. Thank you for coming with us. I hope you enjoyed it. And Matthew, thank you so much for having us here.
You're very welcome. Thank you for including us, Jennifer. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right,
y'all
guys.
take care.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. I can't use the mouse to stop. And we found yet another Zoom issue. When it's wet, you can't. We'll go inside and stop the video there. Until then, you can watch us go in. Stop the live stream.